guys, happy Friday, happy weekend. This is gonna be such an amazing video. I'm gonna be sharing things I went through on my manifesting journey with SP and all of it, not just SP. But I feel like a lot of you will resonate with this because I've been seeing a lot of the same things come up, same questions, same incidences come up with my clients as well while they're on their journey of manifesting the life they want. And thank you to those who have been sending in the course success stories. Thank you so much for sharing your success, and okay with sharing it on the channel too. If I haven't shared yours yet, I will do so soon. I've been backed up with success stories lately. But if you guys are interested in reading any of client success stories, you can I share them a lot on the Friday videos. So if you go back and check, there's a bunch of successes in my playlist. And then the community tab, we share a lot of client emails coming in with their success stories. And I don't want you guys to get discouraged. Like if you're going through it and you haven't seen success yet, all those people went through that phase too. So I just like I did too. I feel like I I had a longer um, stagnant period than most of the success stories my clients are sending in, which is totally fine. Like everyone has their own story and everyone's doing everything at their own pace. So there's no right or wrong timing. I mean, of course, we want our successes like tomorrow, but I don't want you guys to be hard on yourself or feel like you're not successful at manifesting just because it's not happening in the time frame you want. Okay, so do not be hard on yourself. But if you guys are interested in any of my courses, links are going to be in the description box down below. I've been getting so much amazing feedback on the self concept, the money one, the manifest your SP one, the bundles. So it's all going to be in the link in the description box down below, and you guys can get started and start manifesting right now. Don't worry about the date and time when you go to purchase the course. That date and time is for our system. The moment you purchase it is the moment you receive the course. I just want to put that out there because there's confusion sometimes. But let's get into our video, you guys. I want to talk about a few things. I'm going to be talking about the time in between, like the middle, what we call the middle or the bridge of incidents, from the moment you desire your end result or your manifestation to the moment you experience it. There's a lot of people that have a lot of questions about what's happening in the middle, how long it takes, like, is there anything happening? Is there no movement? Is it stagnant? Am I on pause? So all of that. Also, about everyone is you pushed out and unconditional love. I'm going to be talking about that. And then we'll just go along and see what pops up in my mind. And I feel like because my videos are not scripted, whatever pops up resonates with you guys so much. Like I see it in the comments where everyone's like, I'm going through the same exact thing you're talking about. It's crazy how each video you address the certain thing I'm going through or feeling. So everyone's you pushed out, you guys. All right. What I had a hard time with when I was manifesting SP and everything that I have now was the middle, where you have a desire, you're working towards it, you're reprogramming your thoughts, your mind, you're watching, you're observing your thoughts and what's coming up. If you need to heal anything internally, if you need to shift states, whatever it is, right? And then the play out from 3D. So there's this in between. And a lot of people I've heard say, well, no, you assume there's an in between. That's why there's an in between. Or you assume there's a middle, or you assume there's a bridge of incidents. That's why there's a bridge of incidents. But Neville talks about this, how like when a woman gets pregnant, naturally the time needs to pass in order for her to give birth, right? The baby needs to grow inside. Because we are on a physical earth, physical realm, that science, in my opinion, plays a part. So, and for those of you who have experienced a bridge of incidents, and then you looked back and you reversed engineered and you were like, oh my God, like all these things had to happen, all these pieces needed to be moved around, and I finally got what I wanted. If you guys have experienced a certain bridge of incidents, go ahead, comment down below, share with us. I feel like it'll help so many of the viewers watching. See, for example, in my situation, when I was manifesting SP, there was a third party. And while I was manifesting, I would see movement with my SP. And it would get me so happy and excited, and be like, okay, it's motivating. Like, obviously, it's everyone's you pushed out everything. Like, I'm going to in here, I'm seeing bits and pieces out there. So obviously my thoughts create, obviously everyone is you pushed out. Now you don't always feel like, yeah, obviously it's everyone is you pushed out. A lot of times your ego and your doubt and fears, they come up to the surface, and they try to like reel you back in. Like, no, 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 you're not a creator. Don't. Maybe it was a coincidence, right? So a lot of that stuff happens, but in my situation, the bridge of incidents was, and I wasn't going around thinking, oh, there's going to be a bridge of incidents or anything like that. But something very interesting happened. So when I was manifesting SP, I was doing really good. And then there came a period of like almost like just stagnant, paused momentum, if that's what you would call it. And I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't getting the best version. I wasn't getting the same stuff I was experiencing, the bits and pieces, as I was doing my day-to-day mental diet, right? And one day, SP was like, he presented such a circumstance to me that I never thought would be presented, that indicated that him and third party would be like moving on, like growing, like it better together, which was so off of what I was experiencing prior. And so he presented the circumstance, and it threw me completely off track. And if you guys have experienced this, comment down below, because I see a lot of clients coming to me with this. And I went through this like small phase of like really questioning if the law even works, because the 3D threw me off so much. I was like, what? Like, everything I was going through up until then, I was seeing evidence. I was seeing evidence, like bits and pieces, even the small, but I knew it was me. Like, it was just so specific. I knew it was the stuff I was scripting. It was the stuff I was affirming. It was the stuff I was tapping into that state of consciousness in the end. And I was seeing movement. But then when he presented the circumstance and I was like reverse engineering, I was like, I don't even know like how I created this, right? Because I was not focused on this at all. But that circumstance that he presented to me resulted in them parting ways for good. And it's crazy. This is why we say persist. This is why we say things are happening behind the scenes. This is why we say stick to your mental diet, stick to the end goal, stick to your desired of the best version of them. Because when I saw the circumstance presented to me and it threw me completely off, I started going backwards with my thoughts, like really not liking the version I'm getting. I started thinking, oh my God, like what if now they're gonna get closer and closer. Like you just get all these thoughts that support the lack rather than the desire. And remember, when I say this cup example, right? If you're trying to get this out, and you're pouring in the brand new, this comes up to the surface at some point and you experience it. It could be a purge. I talk about this in my old videos. It could be a purge. It could be just that has to play out in order for you to get what you want. Now, it's all assumptions. Whatever assumptions you give it, whatever meanings you give it, is what will play out. But I've seen a lot of this happen to people, and they're wondering, like, oh, well, this shouldn't have happened in the middle because I wasn't assuming it, or I wasn't doing this. But remember, you attach the meaning, and there is a bridge of incidents at play. So trust yourself, trust the process, trust the work that you've been doing has penetrated to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is projecting it out in your reality. Trust is huge when manifesting, and I'm saying this from personal experience. Because when I was thrown off in 3D and presented with that circumstance was in such a circumstance where I thought, like, it's just, this is it. Like, just stop trying, just stop changing your thoughts, stop living in the end at this point. Like, it's, there's too much of a lag, maybe, that I know all of it now, but back then when I was working on it, it was such a, like, slap in the face. I was like, whoa. So, but what happened is that circumstance played out in a way where they learned that they cannot continue to be together. Like, it's so unhealthy for them to be together. And whenever the desire would come up in me while I was going through this, I would just wish all of them well, because everyone is you pushed out, and you just want to wish everyone well and wish that they find, if there's a third party in the mix, they find their best half, they find the best person that they resonate with and connect with. But remember, this is your reality. This is your movie. And if there's a character in a movie, an extra co-star in the movie, you can change the script and have that character move on and live happily ever after with another character. This is how neutral your reality is. But sometimes in your movie, things happen, right? And it makes the movie interesting. We are living in a physical earth on a physical realm, and sometimes things need time to configure, right? The chess pieces need to be moved around for you to get your win. And what I see a lot, and I used to battle with this too, was I used to think, well, if I assume that it's going to be good all the way through, it's going to be good. True. But then when things do arise and circumstances are present, you don't give up. You trust the process. You got to see, like, you got to trust the process, whether you're seeing changes in the 3D or not. You got to trust the process, whether circumstances are presented in your favor or against you, regardless. And nothing is ever happening to hurt you. None of it is. I realized when that circumstance was presented to me that I had to go deeper into my thought patterns and my self-concept and how I feel in relation to SP, because there was a not chosen story, and there wasn't a not chosen story with other people, but there was a not chosen story with me and him. So if this resonates, you guys, comment down below, because I do see a lot of, like, people talking about self-concept. Yes, how you feel and think about yourself is very important. It's kind of like the basic, like, foundation of all these branches that are going to come out of the root, right? But you have stories with certain people in your reality. You have a story with your parents, you have a story with your family members, you have a story with the specific person you're manifesting, you have a story with your boss, you have a story with everyone. And those stories didn't just happen overnight. Like, you've been experiencing things, you've been creating things with them, right? And the biggest thing I learned from my, like, that stagnant middle and a push out of something I didn't want to experience was, it was all in my favor anyway. It all was in my favor anyway. And I see this with so many people, you guys. I see it in the comments you guys leave. I see it in success stories, my success stories, other people's success stories. Like, there's always this like middle where you feel like this is it. It's done. It's never going to work in my favor. Things are just too difficult out there in 3D. There's way too many circumstances. And boom, it turned out all the circumstances was working in your favor anyway, even if it felt like it wasn't. Okay, so this same thing goes with money too. You may be thinking that I'm never gonna get out of this situation. Like, maybe there's lack of money in your life, or maybe you're waiting for a raise at work or a promotion, and you've been told that no promotions will be given out this year, or you're not gonna get a raise anytime soon. Whatever the case may be, I've seen so much of this. You may feel like this is it, and you don't know how you're gonna maneuver around this. Stick to your end scene, your end goal, whether it's through inner conversations, whether it's through scripting, whether it's through you affirming, whatever allows you to feel that, wow, like, that would be so amazing if that would happen. Whatever takes you there internally, stick to it, because circumstances never matter. And if there are circumstances present, they always work out in your favor anyway, even if it feels like it's not. I feel like I'm repeating myself throughout the video, but it's so important, you guys, and I'm so passionate about this because every single person in your reality is you pushed out, and they are literally waiting for you to stick to your new story. Stick to the new story. Will you have days that you're going to feel on and off? Yes, of course. You're human. You're in a physical world. There's things that take time. Just like how I said in the beginning of the video, Neville talks about this too. Like, he says a horse takes 12 months to give birth, a human takes 9 months. Now, does that apply to every manifestation? No. Manifestations that you don't have stories about, that work against you, things that you don't have so much resistance towards, they will show up once all the configurations are done. When your manifestation shows up, you guys, ask, talk about it. I do this with SP all the time. Every time SP shows up for me in the way I desired, and it's like specific things, I always ask, like, so what made you do, like, what made you do this or feel this, right? And he always is like, it was a thought. Like, it was a thought just popped up in my head, and it made me, like, it pushed me to do this. Like, I wanted to do this for you. And that thought is you. You are the you are the thought transmission is happening from your mind to theirs. And there's no manipulation here, because everyone's you pushed out. If you think you're manipulating, then your reality will play out in a way where you feel like a manipulator, which is not, it's not in your favor. Or the other person will feel manipulated, which is not in your favor. But your true power is, my thoughts create, the thought transition is happening all the time, and these people are just characters in my movie, and they're not puppets. It's just, everyone wants to show up for you. Everyone wants to do right by you. But we need to first forgive ourselves and forgive them for showing up in any other way that wasn't in our favor, number one. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos too. Unconditional love and forgiveness is so important. When I was going through my journey with SP, there was so much resentment within me. I would literally wake up in the mornings and I would think, why, like, am I recreating? Why am I forgiving? Why? Like, why do you want to do this with someone that had chose a third party over you or whatever. All these resentful feelings would come up, but you need to understand one thing. This is your healing process, because guess what? Prior to this, it was another person, but it was the same story. And it's going to be the same story until you address it within. I have a lot of clients coming to me that say the same scenario has been happening with me, with every single person I date. My clients have been saying this, and they come to a conclusion where the common denominator is them, and the internal world needs to shift to a chosen story, priority story. And that does not happen overnight, because you have so much evidence to back up your old story, because you've been thinking it for so long and you've been experiencing it for so long. You have this like whole album of supporting experiences that you're not chosen or not wanted or not a priority, or you're not rich, or you're not this, or you're not that, versus you're attempting now to go through all of that, observe all of this, and heal to experience better. And let me say this, because if you're thinking this, I used to think this too. It's not going to take the same amount of lengthy time to heal as much as you've been beating the drum of your old story, if that makes sense. Like, if you've been feeling not chosen for like the last 10 years, it's not going to take you 10 years to finally be chosen or change your inner world. As you go along day to day and you make the small changes, you're going to be getting evidence that support the changes internally, and it's going to motivate you, and you're going to keep going, and it's going to happen again and again and again, and you're going to be getting so much evidence, whether you get evidence or whether the change is just internal and you don't see anything out there, but you are trusting the process and yourself. That's the huge shift. That's the breakthrough. That's what causes everyone in your universe to come and be drawn towards you. That's what makes you magnetic. You guys probably have heard of be magnetic or highly magnetic, right? It's going to be you trusting yourself in the process. And include the unconditional love in there. Include the forgiveness in there. I know it's hard. Trust me. I used to battle myself. The Karen in my head. I would literally wake up some mornings and just have all these excuses of why I shouldn't change my inner world or heal those feelings, because there was so much to back up the old story. But you're the one in charge of creating the new story and creating the experiences to back up the new story. And you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So if you guys resonate with this video, comment down below. If you guys have experienced any of this stuff I talked about in the video, comment down below. Remember, anything we talk about SP applies to money. Anything we talk about money applies to SP. It's all energy at the end of the day. They're all internal thoughts, and none of it is like material. It's all vibe, frequency. It's all energy. Okay? And it's listening to you. Subconscious mind is listening to you. It's projecting out. Those atoms are configuring to show up as the projection of what you want. Okay? So I love each and every one of you. If you guys resonate with any of it, comment down below. I would love to see your comments. Thank you for those of you that have tried out the courses and sending in your success stories. I love it. I'm so proud of you guys. If you guys are interested in any of my courses, links are going to be in the description box down below, okay? Also, if you guys are trying to get a one-on-one with me, I am booked up like a few months in advance, but you can get on the wait list, and the moment anyone like reschedules, you can grab their spot. So a lot of you have been manifesting that. Proud of you guys. Love you. We'll see you in the next video. Keep up the good work. I am proud of you. Keep going no matter what. You guys got this. You got this.